To stay alive, she pressed both hands against the door with everything she had. Right beneath her, a massive creature was circling through the water. But her strength was fading fast, and before long, her arms started giving out. Seeing this, her brother rushed over to help, but by then it was already too late. The real reason sharks had invaded the town all started with a delivery truck packed full of raw beef. Just moments earlier, a Category 5 hurricane had slammed into the small coastal town, triggering catastrophic flooding that sent residents fleeing in panic. But there was nowhere left to run. The raging floodwaters and hurricane winds smashed straight through the dam, unleashing chaos everywhere. At the same time, Lisa was driving to work when she realized the storm was far more dangerous than anyone expected. She immediately headed for the highway, hoping to escape town, but after only a short drive, several massive fallen trees blocked the road ahead. Nearby, the truck loaded with beef had also pulled over, and the driver was freaking out because this road was the town's only way out. If it stayed blocked, nobody would escape. Noticing Lisa's smaller car, the driver suggested she might be able to squeeze through the narrow gap between the trees. With no other option left, Lisa hit the gas and tried to force her way through. But just as she entered the gap, the car's undercarriage got stuck on the branches, trapping the vehicle completely. Then things got even worse. A gigantic wall of seawater came roaring toward the town. Seeing the flood rushing in, the truck driver floored the accelerator and tried to race uphill, but the truck was too heavy. Within seconds, the flood swept it away like a toy and hurled it back down the street. Lisa couldn't escape either. Her car was instantly lifted by the floodwaters and tossed around like a tiny boat out of control. A few seconds later, the car slammed into a large tree, and thick branches pierced straight through the vehicle. Lisa survived by pure luck, but the branches pinned her to the seat so tightly she couldn't move at all. Worse still, the water level kept rising, and it wouldn't be long before the entire car filled with water. Trapped and terrified, Lisa screamed for help. Luckily, two locals rowing a small boat spotted her. When the man in the hat realized the trapped woman was pregnant, he immediately jumped into the water and tried to pull open the car door. But the branches had jammed it shut so tightly that no matter how hard he pulled, it wouldn't budge. He finally told his partner to grab some tools while he reassured Lisa that they'd get her out. But the moment his friend picked up a pair of bolt cutters, something suddenly yanked him underwater. When he resurfaced, one of his arms was completely gone. Before the bearded man could even process what happened, residents from a nearby building started screaming that there were sharks in the water. The second he heard that, he scrambled desperately back toward the boat, but it was already too late. A shark dragged him underwater as well, and within seconds the sea turned red with blood. Watching all of this unfold, Lisa fell into complete despair. In the blink of an eye, two living people had vanished right in front of her. As the floodwaters kept rising, she realized that if she didn't escape soon, neither she nor the baby inside her would survive. Meanwhile, the beef truck driver finally regained consciousness. He desperately kicked at the truck door, trying to escape, completely unaware that the raw meat inside had already attracted sharks from the ocean. The instant he kicked the door open, a shark exploded out of the water and attacked him. In no time, the entire town turned into a living nightmare. Bull sharks followed the scent of blood straight into the flooded streets, and the trapped residents became their prey. But even in the middle of disaster, human kindness still existed. Seeing Lisa trapped in the car with death closing in, a young black woman watching from the second floor knew she couldn't just sit there. She understood perfectly well that with sharks in the water, going down there was basically suicide. But after hearing that Lisa was pregnant and about to give birth, she decided to risk her life anyway. As a child, she herself had once been abandoned, so she knew exactly how painful that felt. It also showed just how kind-hearted she really was. She grabbed a kitchen knife, threw on a jacket, and climbed out the second floor window to rescue Lisa. But the moment she lowered herself down, her foot suddenly slipped. Thankfully, she managed to grab onto something and avoided falling into the water. Using floating debris for support, she slowly made her way toward Lisa's car until she finally reached the roof. Without wasting a second, she stabbed the knife through the top of the car and cut it open, then quickly sliced away the branches pinning Lisa down. At last, she managed to pull Lisa out of the vehicle. With no time to think, the two hurried back to the house the same way they came. Even though they had escaped death for the moment, the floodwaters were still rising. In a town overrun by sharks and drowning beneath the storm, how could they possibly survive?